The NFL is terrified of this happening, and they probably should be. We're discussing what Jared Verse wants to do this upcoming season. We're also talking about Kamren Curl and him boycotting a very popular video game, all on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Joshua Giron. Remember, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Press that subscribe button now, as roughly 70% of you guys are watching the videos, but you're still not pressing that subscribe button. Do me the favor, press that subscribe button so you don't miss any daily Rams content here at the Rams Digest. First things first, I want to talk about the main story of today's episode. We are discussing why the NFL should be worried about Jared Verse and what he's about to do to opposing offenses this upcoming season. This comes to us a story from NFL.com. Shout out to Coral Smith, digital content producer over there at NFL.com. Rams linebacker Jared Verse thinks he left around 10 sacks on the field in his rookie year. That's not happening no more. This comes to us out of OTAs. Jared Verse obviously discussing how last year 4.5 sacks, it was great, but he felt he still left a lot of sacks on the table, a lot of big plays on the table in general, not just sacks, right? He discusses a little bit, we'll pull the quote in a second, but talks about, hey, look, stopping the run as well, maybe dropping into coverage, doing certain things like that for the team as an outside linebacker. A lot of things that he thinks he can bring to the table next season that he's focusing on now. And for a guy this young to come into the NFL, win the Defensive Rookie of the Year, obviously that's very, very impressive, but for him to still be hungry for more, I think that is what makes Jared Verse such a special player for the Rams and the Rams defense, the future of their defense as well, right? Here's a quote from Jared Verse out of OTAs. Yeah, I was doing a lot of things, but I probably left around 10 sacks on the field just from being a little too inside, a little too this, a little too that, not taking the extra step. All I know is it's going to be up. That's all I know, because I'm not giving them up like I was last year. I've learned to take that little extra step, keep my feet underneath me, and I'm taking everything I've got this year. Now, obviously, this is just a talk in OTAs. He's obviously very excited about this upcoming season, but this mentality, I think that's something that gets kind of underrated, right, in the NFL and all sports, pro sports in general, right? When we always talk about the LeBron James, the Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant debate, what is always brought up with Kobe and Michael Jordan? The mentality, and some people I think it's a tired argument because it's not a tangible stats that we can see. But this mentality that Jared Verse has, this dog mentality, this Aaron Donald, if you will, mentality of like, no, I'm hungry. I need to be better. I need to be a better player for my team, for myself. I'm hungry to be good and great for myself. Bringing that in from within. You see Jared Verse right now battling it out with Aaron Donald on social media, going back and forth, having these workouts, which, by the way, it seemed Aaron Donald kind of is winning that, right? But, you know, that kind of mentality is very important and key for any defensive player. The cockiness, the energy he has, the trash talk that he comes out with and approaches the football field with. It is so impressive to see as a young player, but also impressive to see him go out and kind of obviously prove it on the field. Prove that, hey, like, I'm talking, I'm confident, I'm excited, I have all this energy, and then he goes out on the field and he proves and shows all that energy with actual tangible stats. But hey, 4.5 sacks, really good for a rookie, not as good as if he wants to be a future defensive player of the year, not just rookie defensive player of the year, right? Or defensive rookie of the year, like he was last season. So I think Jared Verse, he sees some of the big plays he needs to make, but it's really awesome to see him kind of take a look at the little things, right? Not just a sack. Of course, he wants to get 10 more sacks, 14.5 sacks on the year would be incredible. But he's also talking about, hey, stuffing the run, dropping back into coverage, like doing things like that. I think that's kind of really key for Jared Verse for the next step of his career to kind of becoming that from good to really, really great player in the NFL, like he already is on the path to doing. So very excited to see what happens. The NFL should be scared of Jared Verse coming out and getting 14 sacks next year, possibly being a defensive player of the year candidate. Moving on from that, very interesting story here. I guess we're all going to boycott Madden this upcoming season. I know a lot of people, if you guys don't play Madden out there, for those who don't know, yeah, Madden can be kind of frustrating, right? Me personally, I sometimes being a Madden player, not a good Madden player at all. Please don't challenge me. I suck. I play against the computer and I'm throwing picks still, so I'm a bad Madden player. But for those who enjoy playing Madden, have fun playing it, I think a lot of people can understand and agree. Hey, look, the last couple years, it's been a little frustrating to play anyway. So, hey, look, let's hop on the bandwagon and boycott Madden, just like Kamren Curl is, as Kamren Curl is talking about it because of this story here. here. By the way, if my graphics and everything, my visuals are a little off, I apologize. Audio should be good, but I apologize if the the visuals are a little slowed down, lagging. I don't know why it happens sometimes. Rams, Kamren Curl jokingly vows to forego playing Madden after trailer shows him missing Saquon Barkley. Barkley got around Curl during an NFL game, and they show that in the trailer for Madden. And so Kamren Curl obviously not very excited to see that. He's saying, as a Madden player who's played his whole life, it's kind of sad to see him in the trailer getting cooked. So we'll show you a screenshot right now of what he's talking about. But yeah, it seems like Kamren Curl, obviously it's a joke, but Kam Curl, he's gonna ban boycott. I'm sorry, Madden. Here is the Madden trailer. You guys can see it. Actually is. I don't think it was a real play, by the way. I can't remember this happening in the game, but in the actual game versus Philly. But snow game versus Philly, they kind of hype up this moment. Saquon Barkley running in the snow, getting a little toss from Jalen Hurts. Pretty cool graphics. Honestly, everything looks pretty cool. But in that play, you see him running out in the open. Kam Curl trying to make a tackle. Obviously, you see a little juke here. Kam Curl loses his footing in the video, and it gets dropped, essentially. So, pretty awesome video, I will say. The trailer... Again, I've been saying, like, I get every Madden pretty much every year, and a lot of people are kind of frustrated with how Madden kind of seems to just churn out that same game every single year. This trailer did make me interested in buying the game again this year. Of course, they always do a great job of making me want to buy the next game. But it's also like updated rosters, all that good stuff, right? But anyways, Kam Curl, this was his response in a tweet. He says, LMAO, I ain't playing Madden this year, with the middle finger emoji. Just kind of a little funny joke. Of course, he's probably going to still play Madden at times, I'm sure, this year. But, really funny to see the Rams obviously be highlighted, kind of. Obviously not really highlighted. I guess you could say low-lighted. But the Rams kind of having a shine a little that game, right? That's how great that game was. Obviously, you have Saquon Barkley on the cover of Madden. But that game versus the Rams was a very, very intense playoff game. Very amazing. I think a great game to see. The fact that the NFL is acknowledging that. The fact that it was such a great game. They included it in the trailer for Madden. I thought it was pretty cool. So shout out to the fact that the Rams are on it, I guess. Not great to see them getting cooked on it. But shout out to Kam Curl, just kind of a little funny moment to acknowledge happening on social media today. Moving on from that, last but not least, trivia of the day, my favorite part of the episode. I pick a trivia question. You guys give your trivia guesses down below in the comment section. Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, we'll give a shout out on the next episode. If you guys want a shout out on the next episode you see, if you missed this trivia of the day, don't worry about it. In just a couple minutes, we're going to pull up another trivia of the day today. NFL trivia, general now. I did a lot of Rams trivia for a while, but now I'm going back to more general NFL. Last episode's trivia of the day was this question we posed here. Which NFL team features a helmet decal only on one side of the helmet? I thought this was a pretty fun question because I did have to pause and kind of think about it. Which one of these teams was it? We had multiple choice options, and those options were, I believe it was, let me just make sure I pull it up. I don't know why I'm trying to guess it. The questions were here. Was it A, the Houston Texans? Was it B, the Jacksonville Jaguars? Was it C, the Pittsburgh Steelers? Or was it D, the Tennessee Titans? That was the multiple choice options that I gave everybody who saw the video last episode. And we had a couple people play along at home. Actually, quite a few of you guys. So I always appreciate you guys playing. Here were the guesses for last trivia of the day. We had Jason saying Steelers. We had the real Jay Will saying I was bleeding out by missing 2 in a row. But this one cauterizes my wounds. The lowly Steelers is his guess. We'll see if he's right in a second. Pittsburgh Steelers is the answer from Brian B. He also talked about possibly trading Bo Limmer. He says, no. He's a quality backup. We need that. It's a bad move to trade away our depth, especially to the Detroit Lions. Kind of agree with you, Brian B., by the way. I didn't really express my feelings on trading Bo Limmer too much. But, yeah, you're right. I think the Rams should probably keep Bo Limmer on the roster. Mike Romero saying Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers is my trivia answer. This comes to us from Steven. We had Jesus saying Steelers. Come on now. But as tough as that loss was, I love Bo. His upside is phenomenal. So, yeah, appreciate you for responding to some other stuff going on in the video. We had more guesses here. We had Realize saying Rams fan from Ireland. Shout out to you, Realize. I appreciate you saying where you're from. Here, great vid. Sure, it's the Steelers. Pretty sure it's the Steelers. Domo says it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. We had Floyd saying I have no idea, so I'll guess Tennessee Titans. We had Melton saying Steelers or Steelers. We had David saying Pittsburgh Steelers. Love the content you bring. Keep it up. Thank you for your hard work. Appreciate you, David. And then we had Glider saying Steelers. So Many people played along. Many people said the Pittsburgh Steelers. The correct answer for the trivia of the day of which team only has one logo decal on their helmet. The correct answer is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't have to think about this one for a second, but I got it right myself, and I was playing the trivia myself. Sometimes I play the trivia games a little bit before I give them to you guys. Pittsburgh Steelers was the correct answer, so shout out to all of you guys for playing along. I want to make sure I flash everybody up here one more time. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to everybody here. Again, if you want to shout out just like these folks got on the last episode, go ahead and play along with today's trivia of the day, which is this question here. Today's episode trivia of the day, we have who was the last non-quarterback to win MVP? I'm going to give you guys a second to try to get this without the multiple choice options. Maybe think back who possibly even was an option. Who was the last non-quarterback to win MVP? By the way, while you guys think about this trivia question, I have another question, a little bonus question, not a trivia question, but how do you guys feel about that, by the way? The fact that quarterbacks always win MVP. Do you guys like it? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? I think at some point we need to get some receivers on the board, like last year, like Justin Jefferson, right, for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, yes, Sam Darnold had a great season, but Justin Jefferson was helping them lead and win so many games, as he's done multiple years in his career thus far. I'm trying to think off the top of my head some other guys, maybe like I don't think Bijan Robinson probably could have got it, but the guys like that who are leading their team, very obviously being the best player on their squad. Why aren't those guys getting the MVP nods? Even defensive players, right? Defensive backs who get, multiple interceptions or, 16 sacks, right? TJ Watt, right, out in Pittsburgh. Why aren't those guys in the conversation for MVP? That's kind of my question. How do you guys feel about that? You guys let me know. Should non-quarterbacks win MVP a little bit more? Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. But yes, who was the last non-quarterback to win MVP? Your multiple choice options are here in a second. Is it A? It takes a second to open. Is it A, Sean Alexander? Was it B, Ray Lewis? Was it C, Adrian Peterson? Or was it D, LaDainian Tomlinson? Who was the last non-quarterback, to win NFL MVP? Is it A, Sean Alexander, B, Ray Lewis, C, Adrian Peterson, or D, LaDainian Tomlinson? Give your guesses down below in the comment section, whether you're right or whether you're wrong. We'll give you a shout out on the next episode that I'm on, and we'll continue to play along, and obviously appreciate you guys for playing the trivia of the days. Other than that, that's going to do it for me on today's episode of the trivia of the day. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. I really appreciate that. That's going to do it for me. I'm your host, Joshua Giron, and I am out.